All right, we're going to have several problems in a row here about functions. So, first off, what you have to remember is this. This means g is going to have the f function inserted in it. So the first thing I want to do is notice, this one's not solving, it just has equations up here. So I'm first off going to go to the g function. The g function is this, and I'm simply going to write it this way right here. Wherever the x is, I'm going to make a parentheses and simply write plus 5. And then what I'm going to simply do next is this. Come over here, and what is the f function? It's x squared. So inside that, I'm going to put the x squared. Well, here, technically, I really don't need the parentheses. They're just there to show it's different. The answer would be x squared plus 5, or letter B. Letter B would be the answer to this particular one for the function. Let's work another function problem. That was number 11. Let's go down and look at problems 13 and 14 as we arrow down just a little bit more here. Okay. Whoops. A bit too much. I don't know how I did that. Back it up. We have to be able to see those numbers. Okay. I have to go right there, I think, to help us out. Okay. On this one right here, on 13, it says what is f plus g of 0. So first off, I want to find f of 0 and add it to g of 0. That's another way of writing that. So I'm going to go to 0 right here, and this is the f column. It's kind of hard to see. The f column has an answer at 0 of 1. That particular one right there. So I'm going to go 1 plus, and then I'm also looking at the g column, which is this column, and at 0 it is negative 3. What is 1 plus negative 3? 1 plus negative 3 is negative 2, so the answer would be choice B. But on these, you have to look at the number that is plugged in, and this just means add the f answer of 0 and the g answer of 0 to get the final answer. That one is B, negative 2. So as we look at 14, we'll erase this right here. We'll do 14 here in red. It says, what is the value of, and notice you see this g of the f answer, which is also of the h answer of 3. So that means I want to start with h of 3. That's an h, can't hardly tell in my writing. H of 3. So I'm going to go up here. Here's 3. H is the last one. And notice the number is 0. So h of 3 is 0. So now I'm going to go plug that in to f of 0. Use that 0 right there. And at 0, we know the f answer is what? Equal to 1. So now what we're going to go do is plug the g answer in here. When g is 1, taking that answer went there, this answer goes here, and at 1, in the g column, the answer is negative 2. So therefore my answer to problem 14 is g is equal to negative 2. But what you're going to do is you work it backwards. Don't find g first, do parentheses first. Well, this is in parentheses first here, so I do this first. H of 3 was 0. If I make that answer, so f of 0 is 1, and then I do g of 1, makes it negative 2. That's what the function is. Part of that is plugging it in. So you have to be very, very careful, be able to read the chart. We also have the next two problems, I believe, that fall into this particular category about functions. Is it a function? These two problems will simply be yes or no. And in order to be a function, there can only be one answer for every x or domain. Remember, x is domain and y is range. This has one answer, that one has one answer, 0 has one answer, 1 has one answer, 2 has one answer. Doesn't matter that these two both go to 6. Doesn't matter. This one is a function. The answer is yes. On this one here, this one has 1. This one, oh, but this one has what? It goes 2. The domain cannot have 2 possible answers. I don't need to check the rest. this particular answer is no. Because remember, you can only have one value for the output. Make it, no, I mean for the input, sorry. The input matches only one particular output. So let's go look at our next problem with this section right here, which is problem 18. Okay, and this is a little bit similar to what we had a while ago, but yet still a little bit different. This is another way of writing f of g. This means the same thing as this. Take the g answer of 2 and plug it in the f equation. Well, here's what we have. G is what? So g of 2 will be parentheses plus 1, and guess what I'm going to put in there? A 2. What is 2 plus 1? It's 3. So that means g of 2 is equal to 3. So then come over to the f equation, and this time I'm going to plug in 3. And the f equation says take 2, and where the x is, I'm making a parentheses minus 3, and I'm going to put a 3 in there. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 3 makes my answer 3. Letter H. You simply have to know that on this fog, that means you're doing the right part first. That's another way of writing this. These two write the same things. But I would do the G part first. If you do the F part first, you will not get the correct answer. And we have one more question on functions. Problem number 21. If you want to find it on your page. As I slide down here just a little bit. There we go. I don't know if that is the... Well, actually, I'll tell you what. I think I will leave that there because I think that is going to be the answer. But basically what this means is this. Evaluate the function. Plug it in. And guess what I'm going to plug in? I'm going to plug in this negative 9. And if I do the absolute value of negative 9, right in here, minus 7, all this means is if it's negative, you make it positive. And if it's positive, it'll stay positive. And what is 9 minus 7? 2. And the answer is letter A. On that particular there. The biggest thing I'm testing there is do you still know about functions, plugging it in, and do you recognize that absolute values will do that. Also, if you forget on that, exactly how to do that, you can go to your calculator, handy dandy calculator there. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I think I exited it out of my little calculator dude. Let me pull him back up here. Turn it on. And what I would do is the following to show that. Simply go to Math, over to Number, and see that one there, Absolute, right there? That right there, option 1. And I would put in negative 9. I need to arrow out of it. No, it wasn't plus 7, it was minus 7. Enter, and it shows you the answer is 2. So you can even use your calculator to help work out those particular problems if you remember that, how that particular item worked right there. So anyway, that was the answer to that one. Another way of doing it with the calculator.